guys, my name's Gavin and welcome back to a brand new video. And in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make rod wave styled piano melodies inside of FL Studio. So yeah, follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at gavinhadley_. DM me. I always want to work with people and just make music in general. Yeah, check out my MIDI kit that I just put out a little while ago. I forgot to talk about it in the last video. It's going to be linked down in the description and you can go check it out if you want to. And yeah, this loop is actually going to be part of my upcoming loop kit that's going to be dropping sometime next week. I still have to do some finishing touches and whatnot on that, but yeah, other than that, let's go for like a bunch of likes on the video and let's get into it. Alrighty, so I started with the old sampler Rhodes sound from Omnisphere and I just laid down this basic progression. Really nothing too complicated. I'm gonna try to break it down here though. So we have a C minor chord, and then we have an A sharp major chord, and then a D sharp major chord, and then right here this is actually a G minor chord but with the fifth inverted down an octave, and then this part happens again, this part happens again, this part happens again. The only part that's different is this part. I have a G sharp major chord here, and the reason I did that is because I like the progression as a whole, but I thought that it needed a little bit of variation to keep it from getting too repetitive. And yeah, so this is what it sounds like. Yeah, we're good. Like I said, I made the bass melody in the Rhodes before I moved on over to the piano. So this is just cascading downwards. I used the grace note, just going down the scale, back up, down, the wave I talk about all the time, and it's actually perfect because this is a rod wave type beat tutorial or melody tutorial. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty simple. I know it sounds complex and whatnot, but I'm just going up and down the scale and trying to establish some sort of rhythm, making sure I place my notes in unique places, like right here. Okay, so this was really duplicated over right here. The same notes were right here, except I just moved this one up. Just to an F instead of a D sharp. And I have some passing notes that help with the chords. This note, so this kind of helps transition down to that one, and then this note up to that one, and then the D sharp again, and the D sharp again. And then after that, all I did was Alt R on my keyboard to randomize them. That's definitely something you should always do. I didn't strum them, just didn't feel the need to. So yeah, that's that melody, and now it's basically just copied and pasted onto this piano. I also have bass notes. These were on the last melody. I just didn't show them. Just following the root notes of the chords. Even though it looks like the root note is going to be D here, it's actually G because this is technically right here, like I said when I was explaining that first part. Yeah, so I have that, and then I just layered another top melody on it. So this is what that sounds like. So I really focused on doing something repetitive, but not repetitive to the point where it's annoying. And I also wanted it to be repetitive, but also easy to put vocals on top of. So yeah, basically, I've been making a lot of virtual beats lately, as you know, and using a lot of repetitive notes, like EDM style stuff, is getting a lot more popular in melodies. So that's kind of what I did here. I didn't try to do it intentionally, but it came out like that. So yeah, we have these D sharps. Tried to stagger them so they weren't hitting right here or right here. They're just in the middle. So that really helps make this whole melody stand out from the other ones. It makes it sound like a whole new. It basically just doesn't blend in with that bottom part at all. Now here, just trying to mimic a piano. Like you're not gonna play the notes perfectly, so I have like this one start and then like a grace note going up to that one. Just something kind of random. I didn't actually intentionally do this. That happens with a lot of my melodies. I just randomly accidentally click something in and it ends up sounding really good. Actually, this is part of the first melody we did, I'm pretty sure. So we're just going back up, and I use that technique right here again, and get to that highest points. Originally, when I duplicated these over, it was just this duplicated over 4 times, but then I went in and I raised this last note right here, the peak note. I raised it up to an A sharp, and then I did the same here, and I brought it back down to a G to kind of create a sense of closure, and help transition back to that first G. So yeah, that's basically this melody. I'll play it as a whole right here. Oops. After that, I have this bass, and then that's really it for the melody. I'm going to talk about one last thing or 2 things that I did. The bass, it's like an 808. It's from a one-shot kit, but I put it down super low so it sounds more like a sub, and then I turned it down even farther. You can hear it right here. Just following the root notes. No effects on it. And then that's basically it. I added my own vocal chop, which is going to sound like this. I'll play it, and I'll show you the effects that I put on it to make it sound the way it did. Oops. The reverb will fade it out. Okay, here we go. Okay, so how I made this, I had this right here, and then I had like a second recording of this. For that second recording, I already had it pitched up an octave, and then I made it unique as a sample, which pitched it up like another octave, and then I reversed it, so that gives it this sound. And then this is just one of the random things I did into the mic. It really sounds like something from arcade, but I can assure you that it's not. And the effects that I put on, it's really simple for this one. Just an EQ cutting out all of the low ends and most of the high ends, so it just leaves you the mid frequencies, and then I just drowned it in reverb, 100% mix, 4-second decay. And yeah, that's basically it for the vocal. I rendered it out to this file. And I tried playing the guitar. That's why I have all of these recordings. Let's see if I can find them when I ended up doing. I didn't end up including it in the final sample. It might be this one. Yeah, it is. So I didn't end up including it in the final sample. I'm going to have my friend play it better because I'm terrible at the guitar. Probably because I haven't practiced it ever. But this is what I came up with. Yeah, so it definitely can get cleaned up a little bit. I'm not going to include it in the sample, but when the kit comes out, it's probably going to be in there, just in a different recording style, altered a little bit. So yeah, I feel like it's important to try to do unique things to make your melody, like using a MIDI keyboard and using a guitar if you have access to one. Like another thing that I didn't end up including this at all. This really turned into like a simple loop, but I have this contact bass line that I was working on. It sounds like this. So these are all elements like when I go in later and I create like a finalized finished loop for the kit. Those are all elements that I will consider repurposing and putting back in. But for this tutorial, I tried to keep it simple, and I just used the main core elements. Like in roddybeats, there's always going to be that piano for the most part, the Rhodes, some sort of bass. And normally there's not like a crazy top melody going on. I know he likes to use a lot of brass and stuff, but for this melody, I think that the pianos just the pianos and the Rhodes really complemented each other, and I didn't feel like they needed much more because there's already so much going on in the piano. But yeah, that's about it for the video. All I did after that was render these out into audio files. I structured them out here. It's pretty messy. You can disregard these 3. These are the vocals before I bounce them out. I like to leave them here just in case I want to change them later. But that's the vocal, that's the Rhodes, that's the piano, and that's the bass right there. And then I just have one of them playing at a time. It's really, really messy. I apologize for that. That's just how I make my loops when I'm in a good workflow. But then I exported it out right here, and I pitched it down 1 semitone, and this is what the final sample sounds like. So yeah, now that's about it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to drop a like, subscribe. We hit 900, so thank you for that. Next stop is 1,000, so yeah. that's it for the video. Comment what you would like to see in the future for tutorials, and yeah, hope you enjoyed. Have an awesome rest of your day. That was very cheesy.